From the alley-oops at Kezar to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time.
It is.
And it's time for Pick 180. Who is it going to be? We have some ideas.
We definitely
some
do.
Good ideas, too.
I mean, I hope they're good. I mean, I really, really hope that they're good. Because I don't know what else to do here at 180. We literally just picked. Like 8 picks ago, we took a guy. This is, I think, kind of why we both feel like the Niners should, maybe move up, get some better play, get some, maybe not better play, but more impactful players. Guys who have a bigger impact right away day one. Because you don't know. Guy at pick 80 could turn out to be an all-pro player for all we know. It's just, there's more options, and you're picking back-to-back. Put the package that together and get a guy that's a little more impactful right now, day one, than maybe, let's say, like 3 or 4 years from now. But there's a lot of options here. Trill may still be available here. But a guy that we just watched a lot of film of recently and that we seem to like a lot is a defensive guy, interior defensive lineman out of Arkansas. We don't think the Niners are going to go interior D-line, folks. But, man, right here at pick 180, it'd be hard not to with Mr. Jonathan Marshall.
Well, that's the thing. If they're sitting pat, if they're just sitting pat at all these picks and just making their selections and not being aggressive, then they're doing one of my don'ts, which is they're being passive and just waiting, which I'm not for. I'm for them being aggressive, like you said, and moving up. But if they are sitting here at 180, this is a guy that you're interested in. He is a guy that has a very good first step. He was playing out of position at the nose tackle spot. So, he really could be playing that 3-tech tackle spot for the 49ers. He would be a depth piece. He'd be a rotational piece early on, but definitely somebody that could develop. Somebody that reminds me of DJ Jones. When you watch him, he's got good size, 6'3", 217 pounds, or 317 pounds, 200. Maybe a little slim for the D tackle spot. But no, 317. He's got a lot of size, a lot of ability. And I think I was impressed just with the way he had penetration into the backfield. So if you're a team that likes to have penetration from that position, then this is a guy that you want. If you want to see a guy that does a little bit more in the run stopping area, then this is why he fell, because he's not good at that initial impact, stoppage, but he definitely can get up the field and make plays. So if that's something you're looking for from that position, then this is a guy you're interested in, especially at pick 180.
And let me tell you right now, pick 180, this guy, Jonathan Marshall, out of Arkansas, great piece, especially in the pass game. If you're looking for a pass rushing defensive lineman on the interior, come in on those pass downs, take over for Javon Kinlaw until he gets more of his pass moves up. This could work, right? This could work maybe a little bit more long-term, maybe not a short-term solution or answer, but the guy has a lot of upside. That rip move of his is nasty, and as you pointed out, very quick first step, but he's got to add some size. He's got to get stronger for sure, because he was playing out of position at Arkansas, like you said, at the defensive interior line spot, almost like a nose tackle at times, and he got bullied a little bit.
Yeah.
He did get bullied a little bit. He did have some big sacks against Joe Burrow a couple of years ago, though. Yeah,
he was playing nose tackle at 317. You want those guys to be about 330 pounds usually.
At least.
But that's why I kind of equated him to DJ Jones, because that's kind of more the build of what you're looking at. So could he play that spot? Yeah, maybe he could still play out of position and play that spot in Chris Kaserik's wide 9. It would make sense. Somebody they could develop. They definitely have pieces there, but you're always looking for D-line help, especially an upgrade if you think he's better than one of the guys you got.
Absolutely. Guy that you're a little bit bigger on than I am, safety out of San Diego State, Tariq Thompson. And tell the folks about this man here at 180.
Yeah, the reason that I like it too is because the 49ers have met with him. So he's somebody that's on their radar. That doesn't always mean anything, especially when it comes to the Niners. They didn't tell anyone about Mike McGlinchey. Mike McGlinchey only met with them one time, and that was at the Combine. So really, the 49ers do a good job of throwing everyone off what they're going to do. But Tariq Thompson's got some ability. Now, he's a late-round safety for a reason. He struggles in a few areas, which he needs to improve on. And it makes me question whether the 49ers would actually be interested in a safety, because they have like 6 already. They've done a good job of adding free agents and bringing players back. So I think that their thought process on adding a safety in the draft has changed. I think early on they were looking to do it. That's why they met with Thompson, and that's why they met with other safeties like that. Now I don't think so. But Thompson is definitely a good player. And in this range, he could develop into a very solid player for you and a solid special teams guy. So now you're getting into that range in this area where you're looking for guys that can also contribute in special teams. And he's a good tackler. He can hit. He makes good plays. So this is a guy that's where you're going to find the value for him.
Absolutely. You definitely could. I could see it happening here. And like you said, they met with him. So because they've met with him, they obviously like something. And they wanted to find out a little bit more. And maybe that's why they go with him right here at pick 180. Another guy I could see them going with here who's falling down some boards. Well, actually, he's rising and falling because before he was going to be undrafted. Then he started climbing up into the early 4s, mid 4s, and now you can find him probably around round 5, 6, somewhere in there. And I think that's pretty good value for him is Sean Davis. Another guy who's a safety product, but unlike Mr. Tariq Thompson, he has some athletic ability to be able to potentially play corner. He is on the smaller size in terms of size, but he's rangy. And he plays up in space. And he's really, really good at going after the football in the air. I mean, the guy made some interceptions at Florida sometimes that I don't even know how he got there. He just appeared. It was like they were waving him one and said abracadabra, and he was there, and I was like, I didn't even see him there. How did he get there that quick? But this guy he's got great ball skills. Again, Grant Cohen, this is your type of player. Mm-hmm. The guy's going to try and cause some havoc and get some turnovers. He's always seems to be where the ball is. And as a quarterback in the NFL, not even necessarily in the NFL, but when he was in college especially, if you left the ball up there in space and Sean Davis was anywhere nearby, anywhere in the vicinity whatsoever at all, he was going to get his hands on it. He may not always come down with it.
He would get his hand on it.
At least one hand, yes, correct.
Because he catches
tries
to catch with one hand all the time.
That's very fancy.
That's what frustrated me the most when we were going over our DBs. Watching him catch the ball with one hand or try to catch it is ridiculous.
Hey, though, it's nice when he does it.
It is, and you know what? If you're playing a cover 3 and you want this guy to play the deep third, he is 100% a great player to have because he can cover like crazy. If you throw the ball up to the sideline and he's in the middle of the field, he might be able to get there. He is literally the most frustrating safety. He's like the safeties in Madden, where you throw the ball up and they come all the way from the other hash mark and make a play.
And they vacuum suck into the ball.
That is who he is. That's why he's rising up boards from being undrafted to this, because of the range that he has and the way he's able to cover. Like you said, also, him playing in the slot makes a lot of sense. He could do that. He's not going to be a bad matchup for other teams because of the way he can play against tight ends and stuff. He's big, he's physical, not outrageously big, but he kind of reminds me of a poor man's Buda Baker.
There you go. That's actually a really good comparison.
Yeah, I think that's who he reminds me of the most. But yeah, the range is something I'd be excited to get. The 49ers. Once again, though, are we going to go for safety number 7?
Doubtful. It's doubtful.
But could he be a heck of a special teams player?
Could be a heck of a special
Absolutely.
teams player.
So maybe take a flyer, stash him on your practice squad. Could be.
You never know. Cornerback here. I know Trill, like we said, Trill may be available because he's all over the place. On some boards he goes a little earlier, some boards he falls late. But Mr. Cameron Bynum out of Cal, another Pac-12 prospect, of course, would be rolling over in his chair right now. The fact that we even brought this man up, but he's there and he's a potential selection.
Horst actually likes this guy.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, Horst watches a lot of Cal games.
I mean, I know this.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
And he likes this guy. If this guy is here, 100% he will probably be the pick because he should not be there still.
Ooh, I like it.
He's gonna get drafted earlier than this, I would guess. But if he doesn't, 100% this would be a great pick and a great value for the 49ers. There are corners late, like you just brought up Trill, and there's some other guys that are coming up too that have talent to play, that should have been drafted higher, but because of circumstance or injury or different reasons, they're not there. Or the fact that they play in the Pac-12, and so not a lot of people watch them. And so these guys are still going to get in the league and make plays, and that's what I'm curious to see. But Bynum's a solid player in the NFL. Not my favorite corner in the draft, but in this area, I would definitely be down with it because he could develop into something great.
I like that a lot. No one tell Trent Baalke, though. Because we all know how Trent Baalke is. And he'll end up selecting one of these guys in like the 3rd round that should be going in like the 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So, Baalke, mind your business. You're in Jacksonville now. You can have fun over there. Last guy that we want to talk about today. Linebacker out of Ohio State. Kind of sliding. He's projected a little higher, but he's not getting drafted in that 4th round ADP range where he's going. Justin Hilliard out of Ohio State. Smart linebacker. Outside, more of an outside linebacker type fit. Pretty gosh darn good in coverage. I was impressed to see some of the things that I saw out of him in coverage. He's really great, too, at maneuvering in space against blockers, linemen, especially out in the open field. You got pulling linemen, screens, things of that nature. He's really good at maneuvering around and getting himself in position to make plays and tackles for loss or small gains, which you'll love to see out of your linebackers, especially the 49ers. Outside linebacker is where your biggest question mark is. Not obviously Dre Greenlaw, but with Al-Shaair. So
yeah,
this could be an option here, right here at pick 180 with him falling backwards a little bit. Take a reach on a guy and snag him up. If you're not convinced, you're going to go after a guy like K1 Alexander.
Well, it makes sense because if you really look at them, Al-Shaair and Flanagan Foles are super fast.
True.
And this guy is super fast. I mean, he just explodes on film. You can see it. And now you're playing in a division that has two very fast quarterbacks that run a read option. And this guy blew up read option at college. So he's very able and capable of doing it. So right away, he would make sense for the 49ers, just the build and the way that he plays. He gets downhill, he gets into the backfield and makes tackles. A lot of guys will want to move side to side and not get downhill and make plays in the backfield. Tackles for loss were not a problem for him. And so him getting downfield, making plays, I mean, I'm down with this pick if he's there.
At 180, absolutely.
I think that they're going to address linebacker at some point. I just don't know when it's going to be. I mean, I have guys that I like all over the draft. You know, I mean, linebacker is not a position that you can't find a really great player. And this guy is one of those really great players. And if you get him here, big-time special teams guy, day one, could go in there and battle Flanagan Foles and Al-Shaair for the starting job and try to fit in there. And then, unless they did do something in the first round and draft, you know, maybe one of the best linebackers in the draft.
Yeah.
And then you're not worried about it. But this guy 100% would be a great selection for the 49ers.
We could do that. I'll be fine with that. You know, we don't even need to address linebacker after that. Just trade up against Zayvon Collins. I'll be good.
Yeah.
You know, this guy, I like him a lot. The more film I watch of him, I do like him a lot. And the Niners have had a lot of success drafting linebackers later in the draft. So if this is a guy that's on Shanahan's mind, in Lynch's head, in terms of a guy who's got potential and talent and they could turn him into something, they're going to put him into DeMeco Ryan's hands and say, take care of it, big man. It's your defense now. Get this guy ready to go. And hopefully it pans out.
And DeMeco Ryans will be able to spot talent. They've done such a great job of spotting talent over the years.
True.
I mean, Fred Warner out of nowhere. You know, a lot of people cringed when he got drafted in the third round.
They were pretty.
Dre Greenlaw, fifth round. No one batted an eye. Like, oh, okay, here we go. Dre Greenlaw, whatever, special teams guy.
I went who?
Yeah, and look how good he played. And then they've turned Al-Shaair and Flanagan Foles, who are undrafted free agents, into solid players on the team. I mean, Al-Shaair might start. So I mean, they definitely can develop linebackers. So you get someone with a lot of talent, they turn into Fred Warner. You get someone with a little talent, they turn into Al-Shaair, who can contribute as a starter.
There you go.
That's crazy.
That's all you can ask for, right? That's all you can ask for to develop these guys into. We're going to have to wait and see, man. This is going to be definitely interesting around at this point of the draft. If the Niners are even still picking, if they haven't made a move already, there are some options there. Let us know what you think about the guys we talked about down below in the comment section right now. Chat, light it up. Let us know what you think. Is there anyone that we missed? Is there anyone we should be talking about? Let us know. The only way we're going to have a conversation about it is if you let us know what you think. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button as well and that notification bell because we got loads of content still to come before draft day.
Yep, we're going to keep hitting you with the content because when we get to the draft, we want all the questions and all the conversation to happen. This is going to be exciting. Full reaction is coming your way. I will not hold back at all. Everyone's going to see
It's not going to let back or hold back.
Yeah, I know. Let back, hold back. I'm so intense about this. I can't get my words out straight, okay? I'm excited. Yes. I'm ready for the draft, and I'm nervous for the draft at the same time.
All at the same time. It's a great big ball of nervous, amazing, exciting energy. We cannot wait. We will see you on draft day, but until next time, 49ers fans, you stay safe.
And remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way. Always.